I I want to believe by now everyone has been, you know, checking through what we've learned before now. I would like to start this today's session with questions. If you have any question from previous classes we've had, this is the right time to come up with it. Please, let's hear you. I'm actually going through what we have done before now, so you can see on the slides what we have done before now. If peradventure you were not in previous classes, this is for you to still see what we have done so far. We have talked about the introduction part of the course. We went further to talk about forms of phones. We talked about different parts in the phone. Then we went further to tools. Yesterday we talked about tools. We were able to show one another different types of tools in the yesterday class, and I also showed you what I have in my own office here. The tools we talked about are what I'm also showing on the slide now. Other tools and equipments. We talked about DC machine. And if you have any question on that, please let me know. Today we are going to be delving into disassembling of mobile phones. If you observe the video I sent on the link, I showed you how to disassemble a phone. Somebody might want to ask, how then do you reassemble it? It's just you following the same process in the other way around. That's how to have it assembled. So if you have questions from the video, please let me have it now. Or does everyone understand? If you do understand, let me hear you. Let me just see you raise your hand up. That way I will know you understood what you saw in the video. Then we also see how we had one or two information to hit today's class. So let's signify by, if you have watched the video first, raise up your hands. You see the raising up hand button there. If you've seen the video, if you haven't, let us know by you talking. Hi, Zacchaeus. You were saying something? I didn't get anything. If you have seen the video of the disassembling, let's see you raise up your hands. I'm assuming Sunday, I can't hear you. Mr. Sunday. Okay, you just did. All right. Who else? Do you have any question on it? Do you understand what you watched? Is it more clear to you what you watched?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Zacchaeus.
Oh, good morning, sir. I just
Yeah.
joined the class this morning.
Oh,
You
it's the
know,
first day you are joining the class.
here this morning, so I don't know what you guys have done so far, but I don't know if you can share the video with me.
Well, the video link is on the group. There is a group which is meant for question and answer segments. Just
Okay.
go through the group, go through what we have studied on the group, so you can see what we have done so far there.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Who else just joining us for the first day? I know Eric Sunday has been in the class, and I know uh, Ajibosa Ibrahim also has been joining. Sanju was in class yesterday. Adeyemo Grace, who was also. So I expect all these people have seen the video. Okay, maybe I should start making the question personalized because everyone is not answering. Eric said she's seen the video already. Yeah, Adeyemo Grace, have you? Or you are yet to?
I have.
Okay, great. Is there anything you do not understand from it?
Well, basically, it is very explanatory. So it's until I'm able to take
Practice.
the practical, like practicalize the whole thing by myself. But
Okay.
the whole video is very explanatory, and I understood it.
Okay. Do you have any tools so far at all, or the ones you borrowed at least to practice? Because
No,
basically
I'm
that's what we
planning
are
on
supposed to do.
getting them, but I haven't gotten them. I only have the multimeter. I don't have
Okay, you
every other thing.
okay, good. All right. Well, I would advise that since you've seen the video, you go through it again. Then, whenever you need to practice, just have that. If there's any question when you try to do that, you let me know. I don't know how I'm going to divide myself today. I have a class by 11 a.m. here at the college here. I have a set of students I take in GSM repair also, and maybe I've sent my assistant to go by 11. Let's see how it goes. Maybe I'll have to finish this class myself, or I join in the second class. There are two sets of classes I have to do. It's going to be a really busy day for me. May God help me, sir. So let me ask again. Soju, what about you? Have you seen the video or you haven't? I can't hear you, Mr. Soju. All right, speak. All right. Is there anything you do not understand from it? Yeah, I can hear you, but I can barely hear you. All right, speak. All right, you understand. Okay, I got that part. Have you practiced it at all? Okay. I don't know what's wrong with your mic. I can barely hear you, but I heard the part where you said you haven't practiced it. So I think it's very important we do because it's like I said from the beginning of the class. I said you can't actually learn how to do repairs without practicing. It's really important to practice. So when you practice, definitely you face some challenges and you come up with those questions. I would have expected that since I shared the video last night, that every one of us come to this morning with questions. That way, I'll be doing more of answering questions, and it's really just going to be more of a discussion class. Well, either ways, I'll still go through what you have in the. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Zacchaeus.
Okay, hello, sir. I'm in need of a favor, sir. Can somebody help me send the link of that question and answers group?
Okay. What's his name? Sanju, please share with him the link.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I'm with you, Sanju.
Okay, what I'm trying to say before is that I said I watched the video, but I've tried something like that before. I did not practice
Okay.
it yesterday, but I've done something like that before.
Okay. So what is left now basically is for you to practice what you've seen there, right?
Yes, sir. I can do it, sir.
Okay. This is what will happen then. Today's class, I'm going to run you guys through what the repair is like. Then I would also want you all to go ahead and practice so that by the time we meet tomorrow, I'm going to do more of explaining, getting more questions from you, because I expected questions this morning. That's what I was actually prepared for, that you ask questions. And maybe what I would do is do some assumption about the questions you might have while we are in class today. Then I'll treat them. But then, since you've seen the video, you could still try to pose your questions when when it's time for that. And Mr. What's his name? Josh. Mr. Zacchaeus. I'm trying to see. I can share with you the link. A moment, please. It was contained in the text message I sent to you guys. Did you get a message, Mr. Zacchaeus?
Yes, I got a message.
You got the text message. Go to the text message.
Okay.
I've sent both links to you. Try, there is one that is for the channel. There's another one for the question and answer group. So it's in the question and answer group that we provide answers to questions. Anytime the question pops into you that you remember, just put it there. If I'm less busy, I'll see it there, then give an answer to it.
Okay, no problem, sir. I will do that.
All right, let's go straight up into today's class without wasting further time. Actually, like I said in that video, I said it's not possible for you to be a technician who is actually into repair without being able to do without having certain skills. And part of those skills, I mentioned it yesterday. I'm again going to still mention it, of course. I said, in order for you to be a good technician, you have to be able to one, disassemble a mobile phone and assemble it, because there are a lot of people who knows what you know, which is let's say, for instance, my phone has a screen problem. I know already that it's a screen problem, but the problem is I can't fix it because I do not know anything about it. So what makes me ahead of those who does not know how to do it is the fact that I can actually disassemble to see how I then go through the repair. And you can only do the repair when you are able to first disassemble the phone. So and there are certain skills that are required in doing that. I remember in that video I talked about if you have a phone that it has a back cover which you can easily reach out to the battery, great for you. And I also talked about if it's a phone that you can reach to the battery, you can easily remove the SIM from the side. Recent phones, they make their SIM to be by the side. You have to remove the SIM. And I don't know if I mentioned this in the video, as I haven't seen it again. Some phones with fingerprints, by the time you pry through the opening line and you are trying to open round it, you need to place your hand on that fingerprint, hold it down, because underneath it there is a gum that is holding the fingerprints to the gum. So you don't end up being like those people out there. I know most technicians face this problem when they start. When they do repair, they actually end up fixing a particular problem. And after they fix the particular problem, they have up other problems. Take, for instance, if you cut off the fingerprint that was working before and you were trying to just fix the charging port, now you have successfully fixed the charging port, but you have ended up adding more problems. So that gives a lot of people this lack of trust in technicians. And how to avoid that is to make sure you actually know what you are doing. And that being said, I would like to read this part of the slide. Doing it and doing it right, therefore, is the reason you get paid. I mentioned that in that video. And the truth is, he or she cannot do whoever it is you are trying to fix for, cannot fix it. Your technical skill in the area of mobile phone disassembly and reassembly will fetch you his or her money. Yes, and that is it. Your ability to be able to do that is what you are being paid for. And the thing is, there are a lot of technicians who could actually disassemble and assemble, but they lack the knowledge of doing it right. So that one alone is something. So you've got to make sure you know how to do it right. And how to do it right is one of the reasons we are in this class. And I will exhaustively try to make sure we touch all the parts which needs to be touched. Now, the next thing here is there are certain required tools to do you're disassembling and assembling. One of those tools is the screwdriver set, opener, magnet, tweezer in some cases. Now, the tweezer is useful in some cases. Here, I'm able to show you all those tools that you need. Here we have this is the opener. The set of openers is where you see my mouse pointed out now. This is the tweezer, and this is the screwdriver set. Now, how will you go about it? Now, you need the magnet. Please, it's really important you have with you a magnet whenever you are ready to disassemble a mobile phone. The magnet is so important in the sense that I'll ask a general question now. Let me see who is in the class quickly because I'm on my slide. Just for us to know that it's important to have your set of your magnets with you whenever you want to start a repair. Sorry, please. Who is in class? Mr. Okay, is it Mr.? Okay. Grace. Let me use you as an example now.
Yes, sir.
You can hear me, right?
Yes, I can.
Today's class is going to be more interactive, so expect me to be calling names, everyone. Let's say you give a phone to a technician, and you give the phone to the technician with a fault with, let's say, for instance, you said you could barely hear your callers, and as at the time the person was done with the phone, let's say the phone is the one you can open. What are the things you check when you collect the phone from the person? How do you go about checking it? As someone who is the customer.
Okay, first of all, I check if the problem has been fixed properly. And
Okay.
then I check for other damages that could have been caused to the phone in the process, most especially the screws. Because I've had an issue where I think my touch screen was not functioning properly, and then I had to
Okay.
give it to a technician to help me repair. So I had to check for the screws if they were in place.
Okay.
But I don't know what happened. I think the person did not screw the this thing back properly because my screws started coming off by
Okay.
themselves after I
Okay.
so
Okay.
those are the things that I want to check out for.
Okay. I'm going to make an assumption now from that discussion you had with the person, but definitely I wasn't there. You probably hear from the person that, don't worry, those screws are not important. It's not a must that they are there. Did the person mention something like that?
Yeah, I think reach out to the person because I
Okay.
gave
You have
to a
collected the
friend.
phone already. Okay.
Yes, and it was
Okay.
after a while. So
Now you started observing that. Now, thank you very
yeah.
much. So from what we heard from Grace, you'd realize that she was not happy definitely about what happened, that she got the phone to the technician with a problem, and now she started observing what could have gone wrong. And that's to tell you that the people we are dealing with from day to day, they are the kind of people that they want to make sure what they gave you is coming back better and not with another problem. But it's quite unfortunate that with technicians, because I face this kind of thing from time to time, when people come to me and be like, I hope you will not spoil my phone more. And that means they've actually faced an experience before, or they've heard from someone before. So one of the things you want to make sure of is that if it has a screw, you just make sure those screws are going back there completely. So you want to make sure you have a magnet. What a magnet does for you is to keep all the screws intact. No screw is going, okay, fortunately enough, I have a sample here I can show you on the phone I was doing before, because I actually don't joke with this part. And for my guys who work with me here, I will always tell them, you don't begin a job without first bringing to you a screw that you are going to be using. Okay, I don't know if you can see my camera. This is a magnet here. And, okay, my boy is working on the phone here. This is also a magnet here that I removed from an hard drive. So these screws will be in place right here on the magnet. And before I leave the part of screw, let me say something about the video. Okay, I made a video on an iPhone. When you are working with an iPhone, you probably want to get 2 or more magnets, because you are definitely going to be seeing different lengths of screws, and those screws definitely are going into different places. You have to make sure where you are removing the screws from is where it is going back to. So that's very important. Just before that skipped my mind, I think I should mention that. Now, that being said, let's proceed. After you've gotten all these, particular tools which are going to be required in what you are about to start doing, the next thing would be for you to do the following. Follow this process and you don't have any issue. You don't have any issues. Once you are able to follow this to letter, I don't think you should have any issue. Now, one, each phone or tablet is unique in the way it is coupled together and the software it runs. The following are just a general guide to follow which is applicable to all phones and tablets. Disassembly. Turn the mobile phone off. It is very, very important. You have got to turn the mobile phone off. Other things that I remember while I'm talking about this, if you have your notepad with you, you can jot them. I might have to add one or two things in case this is still not giving me what I want. I made this fine. I gathered these materials together from different people from different works and some things I also added. So there might be points where I'm going to make some changes to this because it's still my work. I can still work on adjusting things. So the second thing you want to do is remove the SIM or the SIM carrier slot. In some cases, in recent phones, I even stated that the location of this is usually by the side of the phone. And I'm sure in most phones you see it by the side. So you want to get a SIM ejector, and that's like a pin. And most cases we collect if you're a female, easy for you, just remove your earring. The pin that enters. Now, another thing is remove the back cover or glass of the phone. You want to disassemble. In cases where the phone uses a glass cover, enough care needs to be given in dealing with it. This shall be better explained in practical. Now, what am I saying? This is something that is practical, and I wish so much currently that I'm able to actually work on a phone that has a back glass. But currently, there is no phone with a back glass. But as soon as I have one that I need to remove, I will make sure I make a video on it, share with you the link so you can go through the process which I actually use the link. I will run through the process now, how it's actually being done by mouth. And how it's being done is that a moment please, I think I'd like you to see the way I'm explaining this. Let me hold the video from my end so that way it will flow. Okay, let's take for instance, I have with me this particular phone. It has a back glass, but the person is not fixing this now. This is a back glass from a phone. Now, for a phone with this kind of back glass, usually what happens is that this is shattered already. This is a Techno Camon. I don't know which one precisely, but do not be deceived. For Techno Camon with back glasses, sometimes you don't even need to remove the back glass. Sometimes all you just need to do is to look for the opening line, remove the SIM, of course. After you ejected the SIM, look for the opening line, and the opening line actually guides you to opening the phone. For all this Techno, just pry through. Where is give me an opener. A moment, let me get an opener. Okay, I'm using this as my opener. You just want to pry through, holding this way. This is important. When you are using an opener, use your hand to guide this way. If you are going this way, if you want to do the disassembling, it's going to give you an issue. You might end up punching something. So I want to use my hand to guide whatever kind of opener I'm using. So I pry through the side of the phone. Okay. Where is the SIM ejector? Matt, give me SIM ejector. A moment, please. Okay. Yeah, I just removed the SIM tray. I told you the SIM tray has is usually by the side of recent phones. The SIM tray is off. After the SIM tray is off, then I can go ahead to do the opening. I'm prying through the edges of this phone. It might not be so clear in this video that I'm doing because I'm not giving you through the back camera, but I'll try to do what I can. Like I said, some people make use of their hands in prying around. So I'm going to use my own fingernails. As technicians, I keep little fingernails because it's a great opener for me and it's even easier in most cases. So this is me prying through the back of this phone. Now, note, I was placing my hand on this camera. Now, if I don't do this, I might end up damaging the camera. I mean, the fingerprint rather. I was placing my hand right here as I was now, turning round the phone. Now, still pressing down the fingerprints. This one has opened easily because this fingerprint has been removed before. I mean, this phone has been opened before. Still pressing down on the fingerprint, then I lift this place up. Now, note, when you start opening the phone, you don't want to rush through it. Now, why don't you want to rush through it? You can. Are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you, but we are not seeing the video. We are just seeing the slide.
Okay, you are seeing the what? The slide.
I can
Yes,
see
but
the video.
not the video.
Okay,
I
you
can't
can.
see the video.
Somebody says they
I
can
can
see the video.
yeah.
Mr.
I can see the video. Yeah.
Please check the video on your hand. It's really important you see what I'm showing you here. Of course, you see the video on. Check your phone. Maybe you need to pick, see the two sides of the video. I mean, the two sides, the slides and the video, so the both of them will be by the side. I think they should be in the same slide, standing beside one another.
Okay,
Okay, you can see now. All right, great.
Yes, sir.
Now, after I open here, I don't want to just go ahead and do something like just open. No, I want to make sure I want to see what is in here. The only reason I can go ahead and just open anyhow is when I probably already know what the inside looks like. I think I mentioned something like that in the video, that if per adventure I have not attended to that phone before, I have not actually worked on that phone before. It's easy. All I need to do is visit Google, type in how to disassemble this particular phone. So if I see what is inside, that helps me to know exactly what to expect. So now I have been able to open this, and this is what I have inside. I have the fingerprint. Now, let's assume in a situation whereby I did not press down the fingerprint. I'm going to show you like a gum that's right here at the edge. Around here, this thing that looks around here is a gum, and it's actually holding this fingerprint in place. And that's why you see most people, when they are done fixing a particular problem, they end up saying, my camera is no more working. And before you know it, excuses, and things arise from there. Now, after I have done that, I'm now able to see the screw hole. I go back to what I have in my link. Maybe my crystal. I think I'm having better. A moment, please. Now, you remove the back cover. The next thing will be to take a few moments to study the design of your phone. Observe the rear side. Now, I am observing the rear side of the phone carefully for screws. The moment I'm able to find screws or screw hole, good. Then I get my screwdriver. Get to each of the screws, remove it. Now, please take notes. There are situations whereby some of the screws are covered with things like this. They are sometimes covered that you won't know it's there. So what you want to do is to make sure you remove the screws that are visible to you. You try to open. If it's not opening, or you try to lift the particular part and it's not opening, do not force it. Please, I will always say this from so many years I've been training. Do not force anything when it has to do with the gadget. If it's meant to open, it's going to open. It's either it's being clipped down, or it's either it is being glued down. Your own job is to see how you work around it to open whatever you want to open. Now, let's take, for instance, just what I just explained to you now. I'll show you and you see what I'm saying. I just removed this screw. Give me a star screwdriver that's better than this, please. A moment, please. Let me start screwdriver. This is not good. I'm going to manage this. Okay, let me get a better screw. Okay, I'm using this one. I think that's hot. Okay, is it so sunny outside? So this is one screw. I'm getting my magnets. Let me use this. My magnet is right here. Now I am getting this out one after the other. Now, just what I explained to you, I've removed this screw from this. Now this is a clip that is actually sliding to here. When you are removing each of the components you are removing, please make sure you look at how it's actually being placed. That helps you to know how you put it back. In fact, if you ask me as a beginner, when you remove a particular cover or anything you remove from the phone, put it again back. You see if you got it right. One thing about technical skill is that when you practice it and you do it again, you realize that somehow you master it that way. Now I remove this particular plate, which is covering this covering the screen connector, and after I removed it, I returned it back again just to see if it's going to fix. And that's the way to go about it. When you do that again and again, of course, you're going to get it right. Now I'm putting this aside on this magnet. After I have done that, now see this cover. This right here is a cover, but like I told you, underneath it there is a screw. The camera may not be making you to see it clearly, but this was actually covering this. Now imagine I had removed this and I was forcing this. If I keep forcing this particular plate out, I'll damage the phone. So to cut this, short, just in case you might have a question on this again, what I just need to do is very simple. Get all the screws out. Now that I'm aware that there could be some screws underneath certain coverings, then that gives me an idea that I don't need to force anything out as I'm opening. So I get out the whole screws. After I get out the whole screws, okay, let me say something about how to make use of a screw. When you are using a screwdriver, can everyone see my hand?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. This is my screwdriver. This is the one I'm using. Okay, let me use something more. This is a screwdriver. I have these two thumb, one here, this finger, middle finger, then this one here, the thumb. These ones are the one holding this. They are the ones holding your screw. While this palm side of your hand is the one that is acting like your pivot, or you call it pivots, whatever. I'm not a grammarian. So pivots or pivots, as it suits you. This one here, the thumb, the middle finger, then the palm here. Just place it this way. If you have your screwdriver with you right there, please, you can do what I'm doing right now. Then you bring this straight down to your screw. See my hand right now. This is on it. Straight. Turn this hand this way. Press down a little, not too much. Make sure you have something like a pad. I make use of a pad here, so I place my phone on it so the screen does not get damaged. Now, after I do that, I place this hand right up here. Then I turn this around. This one here is the one turning around. Applying pressure here. What you saw me doing easily that way is because I've been doing this for a while. So it's, it has become something my body is used to. So this is all you need to do. Then you press again. This one is your pivot, like I said. Don't go and start doing this like this. No. Hold this way, sitting on your hand. Press on the screw. Apply little pressure. Then turn anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise will be that your hand is coming against you. As you turn, your hand turns against you. While clockwise will be that it's going right. It's like it's facing the front. Do you understand what I just said? Please, if you do, let me hear you.
Understand, sir.
All right, great. I know some of us must have been doing this before, but for the sake of those that have never handled a screwdriver before, don't panic. It's easy. Practice it this way, and you see you get it right. Now, after you've done that, then you calmly bring out whatever cover you have covering anything. Then you calmly bring out your panel. Once all screws are off, bring out panel, you don't have any issue. Now, if your panel is sitting right inside a point where your hand is not reaching it easily, you can make use of the tweezer to get a proper corner. Let's say this is a tweezer. Again, this is a tweezer. Get a proper corner. Say, for instance, here could be my proper corner. I don't know if you can see this. After I've removed all the screws, then I lift it up. Let me ask, is there any question at this point about disassembling? Okay, not hearing anything means there is no question. Or is there someone who wants to talk? Let me go to the screen. Okay, nobody is raising up hand. I suppose there is no question. So we are actually getting to the real deal of this. And this part which we have is very, very important and is significant to every other things we are going to be doing, because it's only when you are able to do this that you will be able to do other things. Like I said, if you are unable to disassemble the phone, then trust me, there is nothing you think you can do that you'll be able to do. You might have all the knowledge from this class about what people do on repairs. But the question would be that will you be able to fix what what you already know? Because trust me, at the end of this class, you will know a lot of things about mobile phone repair. As basic as it might sound, you know a lot of things, but the question would now be, can you practicalize what you know? And that's the real deal. If you can't practicalize it, it's a waste of time and energy, and I wouldn't want that to be the case. So how you can actually do that is to practice over and over, and trust me, the sky is going to be the limit if you really want to do this. And maybe one of these classes, for now I won't be saying much of stories. I'll just get straight to each of the things I want to say. Maybe I'll get the opportunity to talk about how this has really actually helped me as a person to be what I am currently. And I think, based on my own speculations and based on what I am observing currently, there's going to be need for a lot of people who can do this in the nearest future, because everyone has a gadget. And if you have the idea of what we do currently, the same thing actually which you have done here is the same that you apply in this assembling of laptops. Nobody actually taught me how to fix a laptop until I have actually learned some things and I went back to learning. So let's get to the next thing on what we are doing. Now take a few moments after you've studied the phone. Basically, I've done everything that needs to be done. Study the phone, get the screw holes, stuff neatly with a cylindrical rubber pad. Yeah, get out the screws. Then observe for slits borderline. Now, the slit borderline I explained again. The one I call opening line. Anyways, you see this phone has a back glass, and like I told you earlier on, for Tecno, Infinix, and others, they have their back glass. But trust me, don't remove the back glass. Don't remove it. There is no point, except the person needs to change the back glass, of the phone. Let me say this again. Tecno, Infinix, or whatsoever phone they bring out in the nearest future, they will show that this phone has a back glass. But don't remove it. The reason you don't want to remove it is because there is no need for it. Just look for the opening line, the border line, the opening line, or split border line, which shows the part where this is actually clipped. Let me clip this right here, coming from the top. Oh, where is the power button? The one from it was there. Are you sure? It's there. It's there. Look at it. It's there. So this is part of what we are saying. The power button, we can't find the one from the outside, and that's what we are trying to check. So you want to make sure your table is clear and clean, such that if anything drops, you can easily see it without losing anything. So when you clip back, you want to the back glass, like I said, do not remove it. Just open. When you open, you can then fix whatever it is you want to fix. Because when you try to open the back glass, you are damaging the phone. You don't need to. Some phones that actually just require you to bring out the back glass before you can reach the screws are, those sophisticated phones. iPhone also does not need you to remove the back glass because you are coming from the front, usually. Some Huawei do that. The Huawei I use currently, Huawei Mate 10 Pro, you need to remove the back glass. The Samsung also does that. Samsung S6, X6 Edge, S7 Edge, and all of those, you need to remove the back glass. And when you are removing the back glass, my advice is that if you've not opened the phone before, and it's the first time you want to disassemble it, and you have the knowledge of what you already have now, all you need to do is very simple. Just go ahead, Google search, disassembling, put the mobile phone of the phone, then watch the video. So by the time you watch the video, it gives you a clearer view of what has been done. And with this knowledge, trust me, there is no phone you can't disassemble. With that knowledge of what you have here, you know what to observe, and by the time you watch the video, it just complements what you already know, and voila, you can do it. Because the moment you can disassemble, like I told you, you can do every other thing. Then again, observe for the split line opening, like I said, of the coupling between the front and back casing of the phone. This is a sure feature on every phone. This is certain. You will find this in all phones. In all phones. It's either it's coming from the front of the screen or from the back. So there will definitely be an opening line. On every phone, as there only is a modular design without a demarcation split. There will always be a demarcation split. So don't go and mix the one of the screen up with the actual demarcation screen, except if the phone actually has to go from the front of the screen before you can disassemble. Then again, okay, I'm coming. Now there is an exceptional case. There are some, phones that you have to go through the screen that they don't have any, opening line. And like I said, if you see this phone is even giving you an issue, you are confused about how it is done, just browse it out. When you browse it up, you will see. I can assure you of one thing. This is something I've tried over the years and has always worked. Once you have it browsed, you see how that person actually disassembled the phone. Because there are certain people, those people out there, I don't want to use the word Oyibo now. Let me say, those that are better at the technology as we are, they will buy a new phone. I'm telling you, a brand new phone, iPhone X, or this iPhone that we feel is one big shit here. They buy the phone just for the sake of disassembly. In fact, they buy some phones for the sake of they want to test how rigid this phone is, and they start dropping. And you start wondering, the phone they buy 900,000 here, 1 million here. So there will always be a video, and there's always a video on how to disassemble. So it's either they are calling it, just use your search line, disassembling this phone. When you are done with this class, just browse what I'm talking about, just to prove me wrong. You see that it's just the way it is. Disassembling. Begin with your own phone. How the disassembling whatever Techno, Infinix, iPhone that you are using, then you see it online. If you don't, let me know, then I'll know how to go and check whatever theory I've made about this already. Now, Nokia designs was particular. There were some phones they did back then. You won't find them again, anyways. That you have to remove the phone as if you are removing, what's it called? How do I put this now? Like it's just entering one another. The panel is entering into the screen, and sort of it has a clip that the screen is going to connect to. But you won't find that kind of phone that much again. Then take your screwdriver. Observe the type of Phillips screw head used. Observe the type of head that is used on that phone. If it is flat with a star, you see it there. In your screwdriver kit, you are going to find it. Try it out. If you try it out and it's not fitting properly, or you try to turn around and you see that it just keep rolling, remove that particular tool, get another one to try what you are trying. Because if you continue that way, you are going to damage the screw. And when you damage the screw, you possibly are unable to remove the screw, which you are unable to remove whatever phone you want. Whatever thing you want it to open. If it is the cover, then there's no way you want to remove the cover easily, except you now start taking soldering to melt the carcass through the screw itself. So you don't want to do that kind of thing. Choose the screw bits that fit and remove the screw nuts one by one, placing them carefully in a holding or magnet on your work table. Be very careful not to misplace these nuts. Usually, your screwdriver has an intrinsic magnet. Yeah, usually your screwdriver has a kind of magnet in it. You can see it's holding this. Usually, it does. And if it doesn't, get a magnet, scrub it over it. It gets some magnets. Whatsoever, then you are able to hold it together. And if it doesn't, it's not a must. Remove it by hand, place it where it should be on the magnet, and when you are done, have it put back in the right, place. Okay. Then the caution: if you are dealing with an iPhone product, carefully mark the screws and their locations as soon as you remove them. Please do that. If you are dealing with an iPhone, whenever you remove the screw, in fact, what I do here. Okay, I explained that in a video that I posted also in disassembling an iPhone 6. I can't remember which model. I made sure I remove the screw. When I remove it, you can have like a circle on a pad that has magnets. Just put, as you remove the screw, put it there. Whatever means works for you. What you are only trying to do is very simple. You are trying to make sure where you remove the screw from is where the screw is going back to. Because when you put the screw in the wrong place, it's going to be too long and you can damage the screen. So try as much as possible when you are disassembling, as you remove the screw, make sure where you are removing it from is where you are returning it back to. And except the size of the screw is the same. So what you are only trying to avoid is not to damage the screen of the phone, which is very, very important. Or damage any other thing that could be beneath the phone. Into a location that is, okay, if you replace a screw into a location that is different from where it was removed, the screen may be damaged, like I said, and it will result into a blue screen condition. And aside from even damaging the screen, you could go ahead and damage even the panel in some cases also. You could go ahead and damage the screw hole where it's meant to go. Anything could damage. So you want to avoid that as much as you can. Once you succeed in dissecting the upper or lower casing from the other chassis is just the body of the phone. That's the carcass. No, not the carcass. The chassis is basically these parts. Sorry, these bars here, all these ones, these are the chassis. You know, you can call it, some people call it also carcass. So it's basically just the housing, what's housing your phone. Now okay. Watch out for the flexible cable connectors that may be stuck on the casing. Here is it. This is what we are talking about. These flexible cables. I don't know why you do it off and on. These flexible cables. These are the ones for that of the power flex, the button volume up and down, and the power button, and as well as the, you know, there are other flex that could be attached around. So you have to be very careful. Just observe closely. Don't be scared. You know, don't be scared. And if you are scared, don't start opening yet, except it's a scrap phone. If it's a working phone, don't start opening until you calm yourself before you go into it. But what kills the fear over time is simple. When you've practiced and practiced. As I speak to you, I can close my eyes and start disassembly because I know where some things will be, where they should be, what to touch and what not to touch. And that's because over time, it's not like, you know, somebody was born with it. It's just, you know, practicing over time. And I've been emphasizing practicing because it's important. Okay, some flex may be stuck around the body, may require immediate detachment, are probably attached to side keys for volume up, like I've explained that already, for some cameras, for fingerprint. And that was why I mentioned that when you are opening the cover, hold down this fingerprint side, so that by the time you are coming up, if there is a gum, it's going to remove from this. So if you do not do that one, what will most likely happen is it will lift up this particular fingerprint and cut it. It's the flex. It's not so strong like that. You need to apply tact and keen observation. Look at that again. This here. Keen observation when handling phones you've never disassembled before. Said that over and over. Carefully pick up any part, plastic or whatever that falls off to the table and make an observatory note of where that part came off from. You know, I explained that later. That was why I said when you remove, put it back. Remove, put it back, so you know exactly where it is coming from. Like the Phillips screw nut, place each item carefully in a safe container. If you have a container, you can do that. If you have a magnet, you can do that. If you have multiple magnets, you can do that. In fact, you can go the extent as a starter that you get the magnet and mark and, you know, sort of say camera section screw, marking it on each paper. You can do that. There's nothing wrong with doing that, and it's not wrong. Next is to take another long look at the chassis with onboard components. Are there other tightly fixed Phillips screws? Take them out sequentially, taking note of which part is being held in what position. It gets easier as you go step by step. Do not force anything out. I have said that and I'll keep saying it. As you are trying to, you know, to disassemble, don't force anything, because when you force anything out, two things might happen. By damage that thing you are trying to force out, and for the sake of re-emphasizing again, you might damage again. So what happens is just to damaging anything you are trying to force. So try not to force anything out, because doing that is not good. You have to keenly observe and you figure out whatever gum or nuts. It's either two things: gum, nuts, or clips that is holding whatever it is you are trying to remove in position. Now, I think lastly, note that flex connectors that socket certain components to the cell phone motherboard are of different types. Now, what am I saying? Give me a motherboard, okay, a phone motherboard. This is what this means. This is a kind of clip. If you can see me, please say you can. If you can see what I'm showing you, please let me know. This is important. This here, can you see it?
It's not really clear.
Not so clear, right? Okay. All right. Basically, what I'm saying is that in some cases, there are different types of clips that hold phone in place. This is a clip. Okay. I need you to see this, and I don't just want to run off without showing it. A moment. Let me set up my microscope. Matt, get me a phone motherboard. Let me show them what. Other phone motherboards. Bring the scrap bag. What about my USB cord? Okay. Oh, has Anna gone for the class? No. Tell her it's 11 o'clock. Let her go and start with them. I'll join her later. All right. A moment. Oh, this is very nice. Wait, did I bring my other laptop? Bring the other laptop. Oh, I'm not speaker. A moment, please.
Sir, we are not hearing your voice again.
I know you can't hear me. I had it muted for a reason, so you don't start hearing conversations that does not concern you from this end. That was right. I'm setting up. As soon as I'm done, I'll come back up.
Hello, everyone. What is happening? We think he's still setting up. Maybe.
I realized nobody could hear me at the points. I don't know. I think my other system was having an issue. Sorry. What I was showing you basically on the other system was actually, the screen. I mean, I was showing you different types of clip. Can you hear me now? Hello? Oh, I can't see anybody again. Okay, a moment. Let me close this and start again. I can't hear you. Eric, I think.
I can hear you, sir. I can hear.
Okay, let me go again. I believe I did not mute anyone. Okay. This part of the mobile phone board, how will we know what their function is? Which part precisely? So certainly I didn't get the explanation on these pictures. Okay, Eric said he didn't get the explanation on the pictures. I'll see how to. What basically we are talking, Eric. What we are saying basically about the picture is that we are trying to say that there are different types of clips on a mobile phone. When you are trying to, the clips that puts components or flex, or should I say some accessories? No, let me say peripherals, like we studied. Say for instance, camera, earpiece, earphone. They all have different types of. Okay. We have two different people who are saying they don't understand what the picture is saying. You can all hear me, right? Let me see.
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
All right, great. I'm coming. I'm trying to see other ways to make this easier. Let me see. I will crop out the part I'm actually talking about so that you won't be confused about any other parts that you don't need to see. I'm cropping out a particular clip now, and I'm sharing it right now. This is a type of clip. I'm on my phone. A moment. Yeah, can everyone see the one I just posted to the group? Please let us unmute our mic so that I can hear you.
Yeah, we can see, sir.
Now, that particular part, you can see it clearly right now. That is a clip type. It's a clip. You see that one that looks like brown? That looks brownish, or those that are familiar with color. Everybody, please unmute your mic. Unmute. Just try to be in a place where there is no much noise, though. I hope there won't be noise so that we'll talk. Let's unmute our mics. All right, unmute your mics. If you know you are in a noisy environment, just leave your mic muted, please. All right, I think everyone has unmuted. Now, you all can see the picture I posted, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, that picture is actually showing you a particular type of clip. And that type of clip, the way you deal with it is that brownish part, that's where you open to put in your whatever it is you want to put. Now, let me see the panel again. Give me the panel, Matthew. On this particular Samsung phone, you packed it already. On this particular Samsung phone, I think that part is actually holding the camera in place. Do you understand what I am saying? If you don't understand, please let me know. Are you getting me?
Paused, sir. I can't see any Samsung phone.
No. I'm talking about the clip. The clip of the phone I posted in the group. I'm not saying the Samsung phone. I said it's from a Samsung phone. That clip is from a Samsung phone.
Okay, sir.
Okay, good. Is everyone following? I'm now saying that particular clip is holding the main camera in place. That clip there. So this clip, you will see most of them as you are disassembling. That's the type. So the way to remove this clip will be for you to pull up. You see the brownish part? I keep calling it brown because that's what it looks like to me. Just pull it up, then you put in, that's when you see the camera. Okay, you know what? Let me see if I can browse out something. When I was disassembling on the video, I think I showed something like that. And I wish somebody has a kind of phone with you there. If you had one, I would have just told you to disassemble. We'll see what we are talking about from there. However, let's make do with what we have. Let me do the other clip, then show you what that one also looks like. Let me cut out the other clip. All right. I'm sharing the other type of clip that is holding the power flex in place. Where is it? All right, I just sent in another picture. That one is actually showing another type of clip. It's different from this clip now. And it's a socket also that is holding another component in place. The summary of what I'm trying to say is simple here. I'm only trying to say that as you disassemble, you will sometimes need to remove those clips, remove the components that is attached to them. So you just need to be aware that there are several types of them. They are not just one, and they can use different types of them on a particular phone. That's just what I am saying. And the last one, which is also very common, is one I'm about to also share. Let me see. I shared all of this already, but I'm just trying to, edit. Yeah, this is another clip. Yeah, I'm sharing also. This also is a type of clip, and it's also found on motherboards when you need to do any kind of job on them. So this one also is there. This is also a type. I've just shared it. So that's also another type. Now you can see several types of them. What you need to do is to just open open a phone, most especially a smartphone. Disassemble any smartphone. You will see these groups of clips or just one type of them. Then you remove those cameras one after the other. Go watch that video. You will see some of those things where I removed them. And if they don't contain it, I will do another disassembling that shows you what I'm talking. I'll make a video on what I'm talking about. So don't bother. Don't worry. I'll see how to make a video on it, then show you how they work actually. If you still don't understand, don't worry. I'll do that. Where is this? Is there another one? Any other person with a question? Anyone with a question again? Eric is okay. Someone is typing. I suppose you guys are trying to type out something. Okay, I think somebody said they got the explanation now. If we still do not understand, what I have explained, don't worry. I'll try to see how I share a video on that later. Maybe I'll post a link on the group, or I share the video directly to the group, whichever one. I'll see how I work on that one. Is there another person with a question? I'm trying to see how I can quickly to attend to the other class. Is there further questions? If there is any other question, let's put them on the group. And Baki, you were asking a question. Did you post it on the group already?
Question, sir.
Did you posted it on the group already?
Yes, posted it on WhatsApp. Question and answer group.
Okay, let me go there. All right. Trying to see. Okay. Okay. Me too. Okay. All right, Grace, do you understand now? Or you still find you are still finding it a bit hard to understand?
I understand now. Thank you,
All
sir.
right. All right. Where is I can't find your question, Mr. Baki. This part. Okay, somebody said all these parts of the mobile of phone model of the mother phone model is this of the phone motherboard.
That's it.
How will we know what their function is? Okay, that's Baki, right? Which part are you saying basically? Are you talking about all those are you talking about those components?
I'm talking of each component.
Oh, okay. Each of those components, say for instance, all those
Yes.
CPU, all those resistor, inductor, and all of that.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
that's okay. Actually, each of those things have their component. That's an advanced level of the course. However, let me just how you identify them is that's the motherboard level. It's an advanced level of the course. That's a bit beyond the scope of this class. If I start talking about that now, trust me, many people in this class will be like, "What is this man saying?" And that's why I asked, is there anyone, if you are interested in an advanced course, you might have to, come around later. But most of these advanced parts is not something a lot of people delve into. Is what people do mostly is if any of these parts you are talking about as an issue, even at their office, what they do mostly is they disassemble the phone, they change the motherboard completely. They don't even want to get into it. However, if you are so interested in it, let's talk better on that one. Then we'll see how we go about it. You get back it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it's a wide scope it's a wide course on its own. All those advanced chip level. In fact, what I can say currently is that what we used to work on them also is still the rework station. We bring out some of those components, and they all have their functions, of course. The inductor, the capacitors, the non-polarized, the polarized, the CPU, the eMMC, etc. They all have their functions. All right. Is there another one person with a question? Okay, I'm assuming there is no further question for now. So let me call it a day for now. What we do currently is let's go to our, let's go to those videos, watch it again, practice what we have talked about today, bring up questions by tomorrow if there are any. I give answers to them and we see how we can, practice together. Please, tomorrow I'm really hoping that we all have our, set up where we start disassembling where you are. And maybe you probably put a stand of camera in front of you. I'm seeing what you are doing, and I possibly tell you, what needs to be done and all of that. So, by the grace of God, we have concluded sessions on the most basic parts of this course, and the parts we are now going to be, looking at now will be some, more practical parts. And those practical parts, like I told you, they have to do with you doing more of them, not me doing more of them from here. I'll do them here, of course, but there are things you have to do from your side. And we are going to be looking at troubleshooting and the required skills in mobile phone repair and maintenance. And then we look at the use of multimeter in basic repairs. That's what we are looking at tomorrow by the grace of God. Then we now look at testing various mobile phone components using multimeter. So if you don't have anything tomorrow, at least have your multimeter, have a scrap phone with you tomorrow, so that by the time we come together, we will be doing more practical together. Please, I beg of you, and I beg your pardon, kindly make available for yourself a scrap phone that you will disassemble yourself, because I'm not the one that will disassemble from your end. Disassemble it, bring out components that we are going to be testing. Components we are going to be testing majorly will be the switch. We're going to be testing the vibrator, the earphone, the earpiece, the speaker, the microphone, all of those components, we are going to be testing them with multimeter. And we'll be talking about how to make use of multimeter to know, okay, this one is fine, this one is not fine. So if I'm going to be doing that tomorrow, it's going to be subjected and dependent on the availability of your material. In fact, we are not going to even start this course without those things. So let us do that. And I think by the time you have that with you, it is something you can learn online. I can assure you of that. Just that you have to be cooperative by making those things available. So who is getting theirs available and ready tomorrow? Baki, please get somebody who has a digital multimeter, because you get someone who has a digital multimeter. You know, the analog might not work for what we want to do tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
All right, Soju, do you have anyone with a digital multimeter you can use tomorrow at least, and a scrap phone you can disassemble?
No, sir.
Oh, somebody is just joining in the group, asking how can he listen to the online training. Join via the link. Okay, you don't have. So what do we do now, Mr. Sonju?
Well, maybe I will meet my friend, if possible.
Okay. What about Adeyemo? Is it Adeyemo? Grace. So, how do you go about it tomorrow? Because I think these are the consistencies in the class.
Yes, sir. It's
You said you have a multimeter already, right?
Yeah.
Great. So you have a scrap phone. Good.
And I hope
you have a screwdriver set. Wow. Do that today, please. Do that today. Okay, what about Abdulhamid?
Sir, yes, I have a multimeter.
Okay, what else do you have?
I also have a scrap.
Okay, you have a screwdriver kit.
Yes.
Okay, that means you have a scrap phone as well, right? Please get a smartphone scrap phone.
Yes.
So that one is gonna be easy. Okay, great. Adetula, what about you? Adetula, are you there? I think Eric is trying to talk. We can't hear you at all, Eric. Adetula, what do you have?
I have a scrap phone, a Vivo, precisely.
Great. What else do you have?
I have a multimeter as well.
Good. What else? Your screwdriver kit?
Yeah, I have the screwdriver kit as well.
Good. So what we do today so far, okay, I think the next person I've not heard is Abdul Wahid, right? Abdul Wahid, what about you? Okay, Abdul Wahid and Minat, right? Abdul Wahid. Abdul Wahid. I want to hear from everybody so that I will know that, okay, these are the sets of people we are going to be practicing together. Hello, Abdul Wahid. If you are there, please talk, or you post something on the group. Do you have your tools ready? Abdul Wahid, I can't hear you at all. You said you are talking, but I can't hear you at all. Possibly maybe the mic of your phone or the earpiece. Okay, just answer the question on chat. Do you have your set of tools and every other things? This man trying to join the link, I don't know. I've shared this link with everybody. I don't know where else to share that with you. Let me see. All right. I think I got that from Abdul Wahid. He said you get them today. Good. Please do, and get yourself a scrap phone. And okay, good. You have a multimeter already. A digital multimeter, I suppose, right? All right, good. Okay, so far so good. I believe everyone has the set of tools we require tomorrow, and let me say well done to everyone that is present currently. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 of us. I think 2, 4, 6, 7. So if the 7 of us are those that have the set of tools, we have over 100 people that registered for this course, and I think we have just 8 that are And I think we do not need so many numbers. We just need those that are dedicated and are looking forward to actually add a skill to themselves and have a change of life with what they do. So it's great that we have you here. You are welcome, Mr. Femi. You came in so late, and I think some people are just joining in again. We have about we have done a lot of things today, and the class is about to end. We have talked about what should be made readily available for the practical tomorrow, which is our set of multimeter and our other tools. So, okay, Sanju, you said your battery is low. You can excuse yourself, no problem. Pale, you are just joining in. The class is almost over. Let me again run through what we said we need to make available tomorrow. Tomorrow, we are going to be talking about what we are going to be looking at tomorrow is coming. We've done soldering. I mean, we have done assembling and disassembling today. So we are going to be doing troubleshooting and the required skills in mobile phone repair and maintenance. If you see MPRM, it means mobile phone repair and maintenance. And we are going to be talking about the use of multimeter in basic repairs. The use of multimeter in basic repairs. So that's what we are going to be looking at tomorrow by the grace of God. Then we go straight down to testing various mobile phone components. And by mobile phone components that we are going to be testing, I'm talking about the microphone, the speaker, the vibrator. How do you test to know that, okay, this vibrator is working or not? So those are the things we are going to be looking at tomorrow by the grace of God. So like I said, so far we have done quite a number of things, and we give God the glory for the opportunity we have had. And for the sake of those that are just joining in, let me show you what we have done so far. And what you can do is to check the screen, check the group to see what we have done. And I think you can catch up with what we have done. We have done the introduction to mobile phone repair and maintenance. We have done the form factors. We have done the types of mobile phones. We have done potential hazards associated with mobile phones repair. The mobile phone parts also, the parts we are going to be using multimeter to test tomorrow, we have talked about it. Then we have as well talked about mobile phone repair tools and equipment. Then before we now went further to talk about disassembling and assembling of mobile phones. So disassembling is the last thing we are to look at, which we have looked at already. And what we are going to do, and the grace of God tomorrow, is to delve into how to now do those, make use of a multimeter. Trust me, there are quite a number of technicians who do the repair of mobile phones already that does not even know so much about the use of multimeter. This is me scrolling back to the things we have done so far in this course. So all these components, speakers, ringers, vibrators, charging ports, and others, so many other things, we'll be looking at how to make use of the multimeter to test them. So at this point, I would like to say, for those that have been joining from day one, congratulations to you. I've seen some people that have been consistent. That's great. And like I said over 100. We have about 130 something that registered for this course online. All these 130 something got their messages and all of that, but not many of them are available for the training. And for the ones that are available, I would like to say congratulations to you, because the truth is, that means you are dedicated and you are looking to get quite a number of things from this course. And I'm happy to tell you that I will also try as much as possible to make justice to, and then where or how can I get a scrap phone? There are a lot of people with scrap phone, Aminat, and you need to check your phone. I don't know why you can't hear us. Maybe your phone or your computer. There are a lot of people. Just ask anyone around you. A lot of people have a phone that is not working fine at all. Or can I use a faulty phone we have at all? Yes, that's what we call a scrap phone. A faulty phone is called a scrap phone. A phone that is not working again, that nobody can ask you, where are you taking it to? Or nobody can say, how do you want to spoil my phone? So that's what we're actually talking about. Make use of it. You can use it to learn. So when you learn with a bad phone, then you can start fixing a good phone that has little problem. So once again, I say, thanks to everybody, and we will see by the grace of God again tomorrow. Oh wait, we haven't even seen one another's face. Let's switch to camera. Let's see everybody today, except you are in the corner of your room and you don't want yourself to be seen, that's fine. But let's see. We didn't even do introduction. Okay, let everybody introduce one another. I apologize because of the technical issues I was having on the day one. We forgot to go by the way of introduction. I think we still have a few minutes to do that. I think I would like us to do that quickly. So let's do introduction. Let's know one another. Which school are you from? And what are you looking to? So far, so good. Have you learned anything from this training? Is it those are the questions you are looking at? Is it worth your time and data? Because trust me, I know data is actually not something easy, and I know quite a number of us are burning data. I'm even burning more data. I won't lie to you. I've burnt a lot of data. I feel it's not a waste of resources. I'm happy doing it, and that's the whole essence of being alive. You are alive, you've got to add more to people. So let's do introduction. Let me get myself also on camera so people can see. Okay, let me call us one after the other. Okay, let everybody switch on their camera, please. If you don't want to, if you are the shy type, it's not a must. Okay, can you see me? I don't know. Okay, I can't see anyone. All right, go ahead. I can see Mr. Femi. You're trying to talk. All right, let's hear you. Your name and where you are from. We can't hear you, Mr. Femi. Maybe your phone is low or so. It's breaking. The phone is breaking, sort of. Mr. Eric, go ahead. Oh, okay. Eric is on. What's your name? Where are you calling? Where are you joining in from? We can barely see your face, so we can see half of your face. Mr. Adioye, okay, go ahead.
Okay. My name is Ade Abbasit from University of Lagos.
University of where?
University of Lagos.
Okay, Unilag. Okay, yes. All right. You're welcome, Mr. Electrical Engineering.
Yes.
All right, great. It's good to have you. So how far? So far, so good. Or should I say so far, so bad? Have you learned anything so far?
Well, the thing is, this is my first class, actually.
This is your first day of joining in the class? Yes. Oh, that's wow. Okay, no problem. You can go through the group, see what we have done so far, then see how you can catch up with us.
Okay.
All right, Baki, go ahead.
Actually, I'm a graduate.
All right, yeah, that's true.
From the first day of the class, I've gained it. Thanks.
Okay. All right, you're welcome, Mr. Baki. The line is breaking also. You need to check this your network, Baki. It's not doing so well. All right, Mr. Femi. We can't still hear you, Mr. Femi. I'm guessing that phone is doing us some little bad. Okay, let's go to Sunday. Eric, Sunday.
Good morning, everyone.
Oh, let's see your camera, or except you are inside the place you don't want to be seen. All right.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, we can see you now. Good morning, Mr. Sunday.
Good morning, everyone. I'm actually very excited about this class. I'm a student from the University of Lagos, Founder Level Department of Mechanical Engineering.
Oh, that's great.
I'm also looking forward to monetizing this skill after this training.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Okay, you're welcome. It's good to have you around. We look forward to having you, get money, a lot of money from this, of course. Because I won't lie to you, I've gotten a lot of money from this. All right, you're welcome. Mr. Amit. Is Hamid there? Mr. Femi, I can see the system is saying you are speaking, but I can't hear you at all. I'm very sure your phone is doing us some bad, or you can cut and rejoin again. Possibly, maybe it should be better. Okay, Hamid, go ahead. Hamid, you can go ahead. Hamid, can you hear me? You are not speaking. I can see your camera, but you are not speaking.
Okay, so I'm a lag.
Okay.
Lag.
All right. I can barely hear you. I suppose the network is doing me bad. All right, okay. Everyone can also do introduction in the group as well, please. For those that are trying to speak that we can't hear them, please do the introduction in the group. Hamid, I can't hear you clearly, and I'm guessing the network is the reason we can't hear you also. And let's shift to Adeyemo. Adeyemo, is your camera functional?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it on. I'm coming.
Okay. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. I'm Adeyemo Grace. Okay. And I'm a student of Business Administration, UNILAG.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. You're welcome, Mr. Adeyemo. Good to have you. I hope are you getting anything from the course? Is there anything we need to do to ensure that you are doing better at you understanding?
Yeah, so far it's been very understandable, and the only thing is I'm hoping to be able to try these things out when I get mine.
Okay, I think you said you get that today, right?
Yes, hopefully. Get everything.
All right, great. Okay, a good one. If you've gotten your tools, please just snap it and put it up on the group so people can also be encouraged to get theirs. And for those who have already, you can do that. Have it posted on the group and do your introduction also on the group. Yeah, I think there's one other person. It's your turn.
Okay.
You can't see your camera.
Yeah, I'm on site right now. You know, I joined you people late. Sorry. Bale Suleiman is my name. I'm a graduate of Federal University of Technology, Minna.
Okay.
So I have little or no experience about phone repair because that was the first thing I did before I gained admission to Federal University of Technology. So I'm catching up. And the reason why I couldn't attend the online class yesterday was because I was on site. So it's really clashing with my schedule.
Okay.
So that's the reason.
I just watched the video of what we did in class.
Sir?
What we did in class, I think we did a video of the live session.
Yes, I saw the one you recorded at the other group chat.
Okay, it's good to have everyone once again. Like I said, it's been a pleasure being your tutor on this side of office. Okay, maybe tomorrow before I can just walk you through what a workshop for mobile phone maintenance looks like.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much. Once again. Blessed day. For those that are unable to introduce themselves here, please do that on the group. See it from there. Then welcome you. Blessed day to everyone. Thank you.